Good morning, everybody. It's just after 11 o'clock on Sunday, April 14th, 2024, and I'm here at Central Point Station on the UTA tracks waiting for the next Green Line train to the airport, which will be arriving here in less than 10 minutes. Why am I doing that? Well, today I'm flying down to Phoenix for none other than Miku Expo. Now, I'm sure you've all heard the stories, how disappointed fans were that she's on an LED screen rather than the traditional holograph-esque projections that fans have been used to in past Miku Expos. I'm still gonna cut the organizers just a little bit of slack, not too much, because I do have to share in that disappointment somewhat. This being my third Miku Expo that I've gone to see live. So off to the west, we have the Oquirrh Mountains. And to the east, well, that's the Wasatch Front. Yes, the Salt Lake City metro area lies in what's called the Salt Lake Valley. And right away, I'm sure you've noticed by now, there's a bit of construction going on. Seems these days there's no part of Salt Lake City that isn't under construction. And at 11:04 a.m., here comes an outbound two-car Red Line train to Daybreak Parkway, made up of S70 units 1114 and 1160. Usually the Red Line runs with at least 3 cars, but today being Sunday, I guess they're only using 2 cars. Meanwhile, and I really need to hold the camera more steady here, looks like we have an inbound Blue Line train. Can't exactly tell what the cars are yet, whether they're SD100s or 160s, but we'll find out soon. And now at 11:06 a.m., here's the next inbound 2-car Blue Line train. And it looks like there are a couple of SD160s. Unit numbers 1031 and I'd have to catch the other one later. But yes, these are 160s with the plug doors, not the 4-leaf doors of the SD100s. Yep, that's SD160s, 1031, and 1035. And off it goes toward downtown. So before my train arrives, I thought I'd give you a little bit of history about this part of the tracks. Central Point here is part of the original segment of the line that opened in 1999. This segment ran from what was then Delta Center and is now Arena, all the way to historic Sandy. 900 South, or if you prefer, 9th South, was added as an infill not too long after. Then they added the University Line, today's Red Line, in time for the Salt Lake City Winter Games in 2002. Extended that down to Daybreak somewhere in the 2010s. Then they opened the West Valley branch also in the 2010s. Late 2000s, early 2010s. And then they extended to the airport somewhere around, I want to say 2011 or 2012. But a feature of this part of the line are these mini-high platforms for wheelchair access. Because the SD100 and 160 type light rail vehicles are high floor, they have to make provisions for wheelchair access. The S70s, on the other hand, are low-floor vehicles with built-in ramps, so these mini-high platforms aren't necessary. Now at 11:13 a.m., here comes an outbound Green Line train of 2 cars. Siemens S70s number 1171 and 1158 making up the consist. And just as I say that, here comes the inbound green, to the airport. As the train makes the turn onto Main Street, I wanted to show you really quickly, here in the middle of April, the only mountains that are going to be on the snow that's going to be left up in the mountains, will be on the mountain peaks. Meanwhile, as you can see here, we've got flowering trees of all kinds. Welcome to spring. And now, as we make our way to our last station, Salt Lake City International Airport, I once again look over the Eau Claire Mountains and see that, just like with the Wasatch Front, the only snow in the mountains will be near the peaks. I mean, that only makes sense. It is the middle of April, after all. Or at least I'm trying to look over to the mountains while capturing, more likely, the parking garage roofs and so forth. Yeah, this is better. And there goes. And now here I am at the airport. I'm going to make my way down to security through the pre-check line, get lunch, then get to my gate to board for a 1:30 departure. After that, I've got a 1-hour layover in Long Beach, California, before I board my plane to Phoenix. I should be landing at about 10 minutes to 5 Pacific Daylight Time. Much of Arizona is in kind of a weird space, time zone-wise, where it's Mountain Standard, but Pacific Daylight for some reason. I'd have to look that up further. And now, to head to the B gates, where I will be catching my Southwest flight to Long Beach. Yep, having a little escalator fun with Luka. Because if Go-Go Super-Toe can do escalator fun, so can I. And I can do it with a plushie. Yep, on the people mover, heading toward the light rail. And then the very last leg of the journey, the Valley Metro light rail, needing to get off at Tempe What was that station again? College Way, Veterans Way, or something? It's one of the college, could be Avenue stations. It's time for some escalator fun with Miku. Now arriving at Washington and 44th Street at about 5:32 p.m. It's a two-car westbound train now to the Metro Center, or whatever that is. The consist is made up of two Kinki Shario LRVs. For them, that's the 100 series. And now leaving Veterans Way and College Avenue was my train, consisting of two Siemens S700 light rail vehicles. And now I need to make my way to the Crown Plaza, or was it Hyatt House? It's one of those two, under the Hyatt brand or whatever. Then I need to get to the Mullett Arena, because I have a VIP ticket and they're being allowed in. Well, I made it to the evening. Hyatt Place, which is also a Hyatt House, here in Tempe, and the Mullett will be just up the road to the north. Anyway, I think I'm just going to leave my Miku and Luka plushies here and take the pen light you see with me, because, you know, they're going to be on stage soon enough. Well, it's just after 7:30, and I'm already inside the Mullett. And in spite of the seeming disappointment of the LED screen, we have a pretty respectable crowd here inside the Mullett. And I did not mean for that finger to be there. Floor space is about half full at this point. I mean, I myself wasn't going to miss this for the world. This is only like my third Miku Expo. Yep, got the pen light and everything. Well, that was actually a pretty good show in spite of it all. You know, the whole not having the hologram thing. I just wish that they had done a Katsuki arrival for the Miku Luka duet, but you know, it is what it is at the end of the night. See you tomorrow morning at breakfast when I will be bringing my plushies.